Hello, my darlings. Welcome to your weekly reading. As I did last week, I will be splitting this into two lots of 6 star signs for you. You will see timestamp below those star signs I am doing today, and I am starting with Taurus, my darlings. I am using my animal totem tarot. We're going to pull a very simple past, present, and potential future for you, bearing in mind that energies shift and change as we shift and change according to our perceptions of the situation. But this is as it stands right now, my darlings. So we're going to start with Taurus. If your reading resonates with you, my darling, you are hearing it within your divine design. And if it does resonate, or I resonate as a reader, thank you so much for liking this video. Thank you as ever for all of your wonderful comments. For those of you who have subscribed and become a member, and don't forget, I do offer as my gift back to you the pay what you can 30-minute online readings if this reading resonated with you, or you simply would like one. So let's start with Taurus. We're going to do 3 cards from the top of the deck. I'm going to finish shuffling. That is my cue. And we're going to pull for Taurus, my darlings. So let's start. What have we got? We have got, this is your past, my darling. We've got the 9 of Pentacles. In your present, you have got the King of Wands. And in the potential outcome, you have got the World. So I'm feeling with these 3 cards here for you. Let me just show them to you. Past, present, and future. In the past, it has been a slow and very steady progress, but you know, it's been a very grounding process for you as well. I feel that you may have had to turn and sort of head back on yourself in a few times. There may have been some twists and turns on this journey for you. But you know, the 9 of Pentacles is an extraordinary card because it shows a real determination and an approach to life that is not a reactory approach. It is very much a response, a very sensible, sensitive. Did you know that the tortoise's skin is so sensitive approach to life, approach to perhaps, as I said, obstacles that have faced you as well. And with this 9 of Pentacles, Spirit wants to remind you that although in this present energy you are feeling a little bit close to almost sort of giving up as this King of Wands. It's an interesting card for the King of Wands because wands are about what desire and what action you're taking and how much drive you have. This King of Wands is sort of slightly collapsed on the ground and feels like his crown has fallen off. But do you know what? There's also within you, although you may feel a lack of motivation at this time, there's also within you a sort of quiet feeling of gratification for yourself, for your past efforts as well. And what I'm feeling is that there is a sense of a job well done, although there is a sort of slight waning of sort of, it's almost like you're having a little bit of, oh my goodness, I'm exhausted with all of that. But it's a job well done within your mind. And Spirit is saying yes, because this is the World card. This is a wonderful completion, a successful completion of something. This is the potential outcome. And the clouds are moving here. So this is an ever-evolving situation, but it's very much a successful completion of something that you've been very focused on, that you've been very driven about. So there's a beautiful little set of 3 cards there for you, my darlings. So that is for Taurus. We're now going to, in a moment, move on to Leo. So thank you, Taurus. I do hope that that resonated with you. Leo, my darlings, welcome to your weekly reading. I am going to be pulling these 3 cards for you, past, present, and future. And when the cards stop, I will pull from the top of the deck. There we go. Time to stop. So your past, my darlings, you have got the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Current position is the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, and you have also got the Emperor card that has come out, but I'm also seeing the 6 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So let me just show you these cards in reverse. There we go. So that's your past, your present, and your future. I feel that something in your past, my darling, with this Llama that's in reverse here, is something that hasn't something hasn't started for you. It's an interesting card, the Page of Pentacles in reverse, because it is to say that you expected it to be ready. You expected something to happen. You expected some offer to come in. You expected that it was time for something to happen for you. You know, you've got here is a little llama here, and you've got obviously wool that's been taken from other llamas, and this llama is ready to be shared as well. But you expected something to happen, and perhaps something to follow on from something that was happening with sheep or llamas following one another, but it hasn't happened. In the present moment, you have got the Five of Pentacles here in reverse. And, you know, this Five of Pentacles is to say that I feel that you are not feeling too much of a lack of it. I feel that you are deciding that you're going to leave the possibility, the potential of this happening, to almost sort of leave the door open for it, to see what happens, to see what passes through, to see what the universe decides to bring to you, because I feel that you feel very connected to this, whether this is an offer for love, relationship, a job offer, but you feel that it's part of you. It's where you're meant to be. It's what you're meant to do. It's that sort of energy I'm feeling with this. It's something you're very committed to with the church here, and it's something you've got great clarity on as well. And I feel that you've decided to remain kind of glass half full and just to sort of see what's going to happen. I do feel for you that as well, because you've got the Six of Wands to say that this is going to be successful, and because this Five of Pentacles has appeared in reverse, I do feel that there is just around the corner, it's like a sense that you feel it's coming in. And it's also to remind you that this is this, I'm getting the word long game with you. So whether this is something that is to do with a career that is takes a great deal of training, it takes a lot of hard work, it takes a great deal of commitment. You know, this could be something to do with being a doctor, of being a lawyer, whatever that sort of, but whatever it is, it takes a long time to become officially practiced in it. And so it's you understanding that, and at the same time still remaining very committed. But I feel that something didn't come in when you thought it was going to come in, perhaps some offer for a role, and it hasn't come in, but you're not giving up hope, and you've remained positive, you've remained, and that's wonderful. That's a really wonderful energy to have, because within that positive mindset, you're setting your intention for success, not failure. And the universe is responding as such to that, because, you know, we can do all the planning we want, but if in the back of our mind we are saying, well, this is not going to happen, I mean, it's just not going to happen, then the universe goes, okay, it's not going to happen. But when you set your intention of being successful, then it is. And this is the Emperor. And this is the wonderful sort of silverback gorilla here. In the outcome of this is something that's going to come in for you that I feel you're going to be very, very protective about. And also with the Emperor, you're going to lead. It's a leadership role. It's a leadership position. And it is, but it's something that I feel that you are doing for the good of others, not just for the good of yourself. And whether this is a relationship as well, you know, in terms of a community, a group of people working together, teamwork, whatever it is, you're going to take up a sort of leadership role and be very protective and loyal towards those that you are either working with or in a community with. But it's a really fantastic energy, because there is great bravery and strength with the gorilla. And it's also about being protected too, and holding that ground, holding that space, and not allowing perhaps other energies that might have a detrimental effect on this to impact what it is that you are encouraging to grow. Trust that makes sense, my darling. But you are going to be successful. And this is the Six of Wands. And I'm almost sort of seeing this energy of at the starting gate here. It's almost like at the starting gate. You've got the rosettes here as well. You've got two lots of three wands. So it's saying to me that there has been it needs a little bit of patience, but there has been a kind of double aspect to what it is that you have put out there. There's perhaps couple of levels to this that you've been manifesting, but they're both of them together. And as that sort of wonderful set of three, both of those manifestations are both leading to growth. You know, three of wands and three of wands is putting it out there as a successful outcome already. And it's coming together as a six. It's coming together for you, my darling, to demonstrate that this is going to be a successful outcome. And there is going to be recognition. And I'm also seeing the little honeybee here. So it's very much something that is what you're looking to affect and do is something that's for the good of the community. It is something that is a helping role. It is something where you're a very hard worker, and you're going to work very hard to not only grow this but protect this. Again, you will understand what I'm feeling with this energy for you, but this is beautiful energy for you, Virgo. So there we are, my darlings. I trust and hope that has resonated or helped with those that resonated with it, and I look forward to doing another weekly reading for you next week. In the meantime, next week I shall be starting the April readings also. So much love to you. Bye bye. Scorpio, hello, my darlings. Welcome to your weekly reading. I'm going to pull 3 cards for you, the past, the present, and the future, or potential outcome. Thank you. That is my cue to stop, my darlings. And what have we got? So we have got past energy, 8 of Wands, powerful energy, my darlings. Present energy, 9 of Wands, wonderful. And future energy, the Ace of Pentacles with the dung beetle. And we also have got the 4 of Swords that's come out as an overriding energy for you. So let me show you these 3 energies in that order. Okay, so past, 8 of Wands, then we've got the 9 of Wands, and then we've got the Ace of Pentacles. So a lot of fire energy here, a lot of energy that is both forward moving for you in a very, I'm going to say, divine masculine way, because this is a black horse, and this black horse for me represents the masculine energies. So there has been a considerable push, a considerable sort of movement of something for you that has been both exhilarating and has created swift results for you in the past. Now, the 8 of Wands is, as you know, where attention goes, energy flows. So your attention and energy has been very much on looking forward, on moving forward. And where has it been heading? It's been heading to this wonderful card, the 9 of Wands, and this is the mountain goat. So this is I'm getting the word accolade from Spirit to say that you have reached the culmination of something in your life. You may or may not be aware of it. It's taken a great deal of resilience and stubbornness and strength and nimbleness, but you have reached the pinnacle of something. There has been some form of conclusion to a matter in your life, to a situation in your life, and you're now at this sort of resting point of saying, okay, so what am I going to do next? Where am I going to go next? What am I going to focus on next? And it's because with this 9 of Wands, you've also decided to step forward now, and in the past as well, and to do something a little bit differently, to look at things a little differently, to feel about things a little differently. There's been a shift within you, and it's opened up a whole new awareness of your structure in your life, your emotional landscape in your life. And there is both a sadness within you, a softness within you. There's a slight pang within you about what has happened, but at the same time, there is also a sense of pride in where you've come to. And you've reached a sort of, it's like reaching a different height. And this has been, as I said, a culmination of a great deal of hard work and dedication and will too. And now you feel more driven than ever to do this this way going forward. And in response to that, my darling, you have got the Ace of Pentacles, which is this is in the future, represented by the little dung beetle. So the dung beetle takes waste from other animals and uses it to create a safe space for eggs, for growth, and one of the things it does, I can't remember exactly what else, but it's one of these extraordinary tales, and it rolls this dung. It makes life eat itself by rolling it to create the wheel. So Spirit is saying here, because you're not afraid to kind of get dirty, to kind of throw yourself at this, to perhaps do things differently, to perhaps look at things differently from other people, where you can see the gift, you can see what something truly is, the essence of it, rather than perhaps what the perception of it is. So think about that. You know, you have the gift of a direct perception about something, a situation, a desire, your general perception of life, perhaps through your spiritual eyes, that is giving you so much more than other people can see. And because of that gift, there is something that is very important to you, and the beginnings of you doing things differently, that is coming your way, my darling. And whatever you felt has been a heavier energy around you, you know, the worst is over, is what Spirit is saying. The worst is over. The clouds of, you know, when you're standing on the top of the mountain, there are no clouds, are there really? Kind of your head is above the clouds. And in this card, the clouds are parting here. The clouds are parting, and there is something that you are going to continue to work very hard at, but you're going to see it for the gift that it is and what it is giving you. And Spirit is saying here with the Four of Swords, do you know what? You leap into this. You do what needs to be done. You move forward in leaps and bounds and have that adventure, but also remember that there is balance needed here too. The Four of Swords is the necessity to look after yourself. It's the necessity to do the combination of what we might call work and play, or to make work like child's play, to throw ourselves at it with a creative childlike enthusiasm, and then decide when the days that we don't feel that energy to just take a rest. But it's very important that you can exhaust yourself. And this little frog here is sort of quietly sitting where there should be water, but it's in a desert and there isn't. So it's quietly preserving its energy. Just understanding at this time that if you continue at the pace that you are going to exhaust yourself. You're going to feel literally emotionally drained, and you will be no good for this Ace of Pentacles. So rest, meditation, perhaps a little bit of quietness at home and solitude, lots of walks outside, all of that, and just trust that this is all in divine design for you. You know, aces are a wonderful, and they're always with a little bit of a wink from the universe. You know, they're always with a little bit of a surprise and delight. So keep an eye out, my darling. And this you've got here, the Knight of Wands, and keep that wonderful energy moving forward. You know, it's about the ostrich, is it the head in the sand? You haven't got your head in the sand. You're looking, you're expecting something, and just keep that forward, beautiful action and desire focusing forward now. But remember to balance, my darling. So there we are. That is your little weekly reading, Scorpio. I trust that has helped those who have resonated with the reading, and I look forward to doing another one for you next week. In the meantime, take care, my darlings. Libra, hello, my darlings. Welcome to your weekly reading. I'm going to pull the 3 cards for you. There we go. The card has stopped on the top. Right. So your past energy is the Page of Wands. Looks like to me like a chameleon, which is very interesting. Your present is the Two of Swords, and the future outcome is Well, it's interesting. 9 of Swords, but the overriding energy is the Ace of Swords. So lots of swords in this reading, my darling. What I'm feeling with this, the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands and the Two of Swords, first of all. Something has taken direction in your life in the past, that some form of energy has taken direction, and some form of perhaps, excuse me one moment, my dog's about to... Sorry about that. So something in the past that you felt was taking shape as opposed to something that you desired and wanted sort of then changed shape. You know, something sort of changed its form, it changed color, it became what it wasn't. And it's confused you in the past, and it's now, and whether this is to do, you know, with a role that you were working towards, something that you were involved in a project, or this is with a relationship and it ended up being something that you didn't think that it was. It's left you in the present with an indecision, a choice about where to go. So Spirit wants you to you see, you can either go forward in the future, interestingly enough, either with this 9 of Swords, in this space of thinking too much, overthinking about what has happened and how it has impacted you in a negative way, or you can choose to see this as perhaps something that was a little bit of a lucky escape. And actually it wasn't luck, it was the universe protecting you, because whatever that changed its formation in the past for you was to enable you to be in a place where you can choose to fly in a new direction. So you've been set free from something. And it is because if you can look at it in hindsight and chew over, mull over, perhaps what clarity that you got from this situation or this relationship, what truths came through, what, in essence, how did you feel then and how do you feel now once you've moved past this present stage of being undecided about what to do? Because the confusion at the moment is coming from not perhaps looking at your feeling behind your feelings. And if on the more surface level there is disappointment, there is upset, there is conflict here, perhaps trying to look past that and see what doorways are opening up for you now. What is the universe now presenting to you as choices and options to move forward? Because everything happens for us. Everything is a gift. Everything has a soul gift within it. Everything is for our growth, for our involvement, for our greater happiness, our greatest good. So perhaps look to see, actually, do you know what? If that hadn't happened, this wouldn't have happened now. And that's what the truth and clarity is coming through. And I feel that you know that, and maybe for many of you, it's giving you the option to travel where you couldn't travel before. I mean, the panda is, you know, it is very, for me, it says Asia, and it says Asia Pacific as well. So maybe, and you know, the chameleon here is living in a hot country, and something here is yellow. So it's about the sun, it's about growth. And actually this little chameleon who's changed shape is smiling. So what this is saying to me is that perhaps the soul gift behind the situation is smiling at you because it knows that it has allowed you to make a decision, to make a choice where you perhaps wouldn't have made it if you were still in this situation. And it could have been a young, I say a job that wasn't around for a long time, but you felt a great deal of excitement about it, maybe something that didn't come through that you thought was going to come through, whatever it is, a relationship that didn't work out. But whatever it is, my darling, they want you to sit within this Ace of Swords, because there is, if you would allow it to be so, there is a huge, a sort of sudden light bulb moment that's going to come through to you, that's going to end this 9 of Swords feeling that you are potentially having. And notice the birds that you're getting outside your window. Notice what sign Spirit is giving you, because there is something that is is trying to get your attention. Spirit is trying to get your attention and perhaps rise you up out of this energy space to show you, actually, this is what they want you to see. This is what they want you to understand. The thing about the bamboo is that the first year it sleeps, the second year it creeps, and the third year it leaps. So think about what you have perhaps in this power of three, where you have dug deep, where you have embedded yourself, where you wish and desire to, what experiences have allowed you to really create a strong foundation for yourself, a strong sense of direction. And the second year it creeps, so perhaps this is the movement that's starting to happen for you now. And the third year it leaps because it can. So, and it also bends to the winds of change. So there is something that you might consider luck, but it is something that's going to come through for you, that's going to create a shift in your life, my darling, and a change of direction, a choice about what you wish and desire to do. So there we are, angels. I trust and hope that has helped you. And I look forward to doing another weekly reading for you next week. In the meantime, I've got the daily shorts, and I'm also starting next week the April readings. So much love to you. Bye-bye. Cancer, hello, my darlings. Welcome to your daily weekly reading. I am putting the 3 cards. All the cards have already flown for you. Now, what have we got? The past energy for you is the 8 of Cups. The present energy for you is the 7 of Wands, but in reverse, my darling. And the future energy for you is the 8 of Swords and the 3 of Swords. Okay, so I am going to also pull for you another card at the end to say a potential outcome if you resonate with this reading and you make a shift accordingly as such. So there has been in your past a moving away from an energy, moving away from a situation, from a person. It's been a very difficult, intuitive thing to have done, or maybe this was done as you feel to you rather than for you. But this is the salmon going home, and there is a completion of something. That's an end of a cycle, beginning of a new cycle. Cups within this card is to say that the salmon sense of fulfillment is the desiring to do something that goes against what might be considered the most normal, natural, easy thing to do, and to do something or make a decision that feels right, and to put that determination and will and effort into it. So whatever this was for you, my darling, I feel, because there is this one salmon in this card reaching, that I feel that you took a big leap of courage, let's put it this way, to make a decision to, with this 8 of Cups, to put action, movement into your own sense of what felt right for you to do. And this is generally to move away from something because it was the ending of it. It's not necessary to say that it wasn't and it didn't have, as the 8 of Cups, so much in terms of emotional joy and fulfillment, and it had all sorts of wonderful moments, but it was time. And it was a completion of a cycle for you. In the present energies, you're in the 7 of Wands, but it's in the reverse. And I want to show you that little card. This is the skunk here, isn't it? And what I'm feeling with this is that you, the 7 of Wands, might be having a bit of a reaction to what has happened in the past, where you perhaps are being drawn into various discussions about it, and perhaps you might be feeling a little bit vulnerable and a little bit, how do I put this, defensive as well. And you're the tail is up here ready to attack. So you're sort of saying, no, back off, everybody, at the moment, just back off and give me some space, but you're not feeling as if you're able to do so. And that's what that 7 of Wands energy is there for you at this time. And what Spirit wants you to do within this space of this 7, because 7 is about reflection, is to step into a place of reflection, my darling, to step into a place of giving yourself a moment, starting to really take seriously what it is that your feelings are that are coming up, okay? Because I know you feel backed into a corner. Well, then back away, okay? Just back away. Don't try not to get your heckles up and try not to fight back, because it's only going to be ego fighting ego at this time. And you know what, you did something, or you have done something that felt and feels right for you, however difficult it was to do. Okay, this is the salmon, the courageous story of the salmon going home. And it is a sense of coming home to oneself as well. You did what you felt right was right for you. You and only you have direct perception of your life. You know, all the other fish would be saying to the salmon, why on earth would you be making this difficult journey upstream? Why on earth would you do that? But the salmon, and only the salmon alone, has direct perception of its soul's energy and what it is, what is its meaningful purpose. And you and only you have that direct perception. So there is no need for you, my darling, to explain yourself to anybody, to defend yourself to anybody, as long as you yourself are sitting in a state of reflection and understand that, yes, what you did still feels right for you. And I know it does. I know it does. It's quite crystal clear. It's quite black and white for you as well. But you can, within this space of the 7 of Wands in reverse, you can energetically send out an energy of no, you know, perhaps imagining a skunk smell going with it, but send out an energy of no. In the future position, you have, my darling, got the 8 of Swords has come out. And I feel, and this is a really interesting 8 of Swords, because swords are about communication. The 8 is about action for you, okay? And the 8 of Swords normally is that sort of energy of feeling not being able to do anything, not being able to make any move or do anything, because it's too much of a conflict within the mind and you just don't know what to do. But this little 8 of Swords with the mole is a really interesting 8 of Swords cards for you, because it is saying that, again, your courage and bravery is coming through, and the mole can't see. Well, it doesn't have very good eyesight, but it has all its other senses and high, you know, are at an advantage, because the other senses kick in, they're much, much stronger. So even though you can't see the way ahead at this time, Spirit is saying use all of your other senses, including that wonderful 6th sense of your intuition, to feel your way through the situation. So don't think your way through it, feel your way through it. And I'm going to add in and thank your way through it, because there are here, do you see, although the mole can't see, he's using these swords, this air energy, whatever communication he is receiving, either through his own insight or through whatever communication you are receiving through your own insight, or through crystal clear communication or words that you're receiving, or messages from others that you know that are there to support you and guide you, because these swords here are guides. So there are those there that are there to help you. There are also those that perhaps in their harsher words to you have also been a guide to you, because their words have helped prompt you to do something you wouldn't otherwise have done in perhaps the inertia, not so much the inertia, but the 8 of Swords place of just thinking, what am I going to do now? So feel your way through this. Thank each and every one of those 8 swords, whatever that may represent to you in terms of communication or clarity. Thanking each and every one of those 8 swords for what it has given you, because there has been a gift within each and every one of those. And you see the clouds here are parting and the white here is coming through. You, although it'll be slow, you'll kind of feel in the future that you're coming up for air. You're going to feel that you've made that journey. It is time now to do something, and it's time to move away from this 8 of Swords energy. And what else is coming out for you? I'm just going to pull one more card. Thank you, Spirit, for Cancer. Oh my goodness. And look now what comes in for you. You have got the Ace of Cups energy. So the Ace of Cups energy, this is with the Kingfisher. It's not called a Kingfisher for nothing. So we're going back to the water, okay? We're coming back to this water again as a Cancer sun. We're coming back to this water. And what this is saying to me is that new beginnings, new emotional beginnings for you will happen in your, because you've decided to make a move, because you've decided to do what you've done, and because there is an end of a cycle and there is the beginnings of something else, okay? There is something new and emotionally fulfilling coming in for you, and it's because you are ready to receive it, and you will be ready to receive it. And this could not have come in unless this had happened. And the Eight of Cups and the Ace of Cups makes the Nine of Cups. So whatever it is that you are wishing for, it is because you've made room for it in your life. You haven't held on to a situation, a person, a relationship, whatever that may mean for you. You haven't held on to anything. You haven't had a grip on it. You've perhaps let go. You've perhaps let go of control of how something is meant to be. And you're feeling your way through a situation that you really don't have sight of, but you're kind of understanding and feeling that this, perhaps even despite your mental anguish about it, it's the right thing to do. It feels the right thing to do. And there is communication that's happening at this time that is helping you. So keep feeling your way through this. It may make you feel very uncomfortable, but it is there to stretch you beyond your comfort zone. So you can then enter into a new cycle of emotional fulfillment, into a new energetic structure where things just come to you differently, like the kingfisher waiting for the fish. It waits patiently until such moment as that fish appears. So there is here fulfillment of many different levels for you. And it is coming, my darling, because that Three of Swords came out. It is coming after a period of great sadness for you and remembrance about things in the past. And I don't feel with this Three of Swords energy that this is a sadness that is coming. It's coming from memories of the past that is full of just nostalgia and happy thoughts, but mingled in with the great sadness of what has been and what has gone. And what you feel can't come back, but it can come back. It can come back. And the elephant here is to say that there is such a gentleness and a sort of strength to you that perhaps you don't show as often as you would want to, but actually those that know you see you as such. Now, interesting enough, this is, well, I'm going to say this is the bull elephant. So there is the bull elephants tend to live alone for fear of hurting the herd with their tusks. So there is within you, whatever this may mean, this sort of coming, I feel like you've been on your own for a while, and there is this aspect of looking back with such sadness of what has been. But again, these storm clouds are passing, my darling. And what now is effectively happening is that out of this sadness, this depth of resource of information is coming up. The sadness has been transformational for you. This situation sadness has been transformational for you. This suffering has pushed you beyond perhaps somewhere that you weren't willing to go in the past, but now you are. I trust this makes sense for you. And now, because of that, you're different. You're coming up out of the dark and you're seeing things differently, and you're not afraid to step out of that space. You're not afraid to come out of your comfort zone. And this is this emotional fulfillment, what you have been desiring and wishing for. And that is the Nine of Cups that's coming through. It's going to come through as a little Page of Pentacles. It's going to come through as something that as the beginnings of something. So whether you're waiting for communication with somebody, or you're just thinking you're just going to put it out there, it's some type of warm comforting communication. Thank you, Lama Wool, coming through for you. And it is something that has a lot of, you're going to understand many levels of what is happening when it appears for you. So whatever this communication is, you're going to see what can come from it. Just like with wool, what can be made from wool. So this is the start of something for you. So there we go, my darlings. I trust that has helped those that have resonated with this reading, and I look forward to doing another reading for you next week. In the meantime, have a really rest of a lovely weekend. And what else? And I'm starting the April readings next week too. Take care, my darlings. Lots of love. Sagittarius, hello, my darlings. Welcome to your weekly reading. I am going to win the back cue when the cards come out. So what have we got? In the past position, we have got the 7 of Swords for you. In the present position, we have got the Ace of Wands for you. And in the future position, we have got the 4 of Swords. So what I'm feeling for you, my darling, is obviously in the past, the 7 of Swords is, it's about what happened that was a bit of a surprise for you. It can talk about behavior that came out of the blue that was perhaps disruptive or conflictive or dishonest. But whatever it was, my darling, it represented change in your life. You see the 5 swords here, and you've got 2 swords on either side. And what I'm feeling with this is that the change, and this, I don't know who this little creature is, but it sort of reminds me of a meerkat. The change has sort of startled you, but it's also been, and what I'm feeling, this is a very strange thing, but I'm feeling like the change has been the backbone for you. It's sort of allowed you to kind of pop your head above where you've been happily, but almost sort of subconsciously living, and gone, oh my goodness, do you know what? Actually, I can kind of, this feels a little bit different for me now. And I've got, you know, because I always see these 2 swords as truth and clarity, that some form of awareness came in for you in the past because of this situation. And it's always temporary. I mean, these holes are always temporary. They always pop up and go back down again, pop up and go back down. So this was just a temporary something in the past. Now, what it has brought to you in the present is the Ace of Wands. And what I'm feeling with this Ace of Wands is that there is, from this situation, and I'm also going to say, my darling, sorry, going back to this, it brought a whole roller coaster of emotions to you in the past, the 7 of Swords, great big tidal wave of emotions. And as you know, with emotions, or just like with waves, they came and went, and they came and went. And it also taught you that things come and go in life, and emotions also come and go. There's nothing that's constant. Everything's always evolving, and you got through it, and you kind of almost rode the wave. You kind of almost rode the wave with this. It did almost engulf you, but you came through it. And yeah, it's a really powerful energy of you coming through this. Then you've got you in the present here with the Ace of Wands. And I feel that this is the beginnings of something for you, my darling, that is transforming you. What I'm feeling with this is, because it's within the roots of the trees here, I'm feeling that this is something to do with because the trees, whenever I say root, it's all about wood-wide communication, wood wide web. So I feel that there's something to do with how you're communicating at this time on the internet. I don't know if you are writing or inspired to write, or a blog, or whatever it is, but it's shedding light on the situation. I am so sorry about my phone. It is shedding light on the situation for you. And this is caught a wasp here. So what I'm feeling is that whatever stung you, surprised you in the past, has actually now rather cleverly, because wasps also represent being clever, cleverly, you've sort of trapped it within the light. You've encased it into the light. You've turned something that was negative into a positive. You've kind of, does that make sense to you? So you are transforming, transmuting something because of the now reflection of it And this is reflecting on here on this communication. So whatever you have done, it is now reflected within the communication that you're doing. And I feel you're doing it as an online transcript, information, whatever that may mean for you. But this is the Ace of Wands for you. And Spirit is saying, it's going to evolve. Page of Wands has come in, okay? So it's going to evolve, it's going to shift, it's going to change shape, it's going to change color, it's going to continue to evolve according to the landscape it's in. So according to your emotional landscape, allow this to shift and change, okay? Whatever you're communicating, my darling, because it's very powerful. And the Ace of Wands, inspiration, desire, thought, new beginning, it's all coming from source energy. And whatever you went through was in order for you to be a scribe, literally to transcribe, to be a scribe for getting this information out, perhaps to help others who might have gone through something that was similar. And the Four of Swords, whoops, flipped out, is to remind yourself, little fluff there, to remind yourself that this is a very transformational healing time in you using your words the way that you're using. You're taking the Three Swords, the sadness that you felt, everything that's happened, and you are through it, taking a leap and transforming it, transcribing it into something that is pure communication, that is the truth of the matter. It is essential truth. It is divine source wisdom. It is infinite intelligence. It's coming from your higher self. And with that information, you're taking a leap of faith, which you know it to be true. Now, it is healing for you. An aspect of this that you're doing it is for yourself. It's a very healing process, what you are doing. But at the same time, it is necessary for you to understand that it can be very emotionally draining for you. So to take a rest, take a break. You've got here the desert here, and there is no water. And this little frog is sitting there with no water. So it can be very emotionally draining for you. So don't drain yourself doing this. Appreciate the time that you need for rest, for meditation, for walking in outside, for having long baths. You're doing what it is that makes you feel good for yourself, my darling. But this is really, really powerful energy, and you keep doing it. It's Two swords on each end, Ace of Swords, Page of Swords in the middle. It's wonderful what you are doing, my darling. You put your head above the parapet to do this. You're doing something different. You're transforming something that was perhaps negative, big negative in your mind, to something that's hugely positive, and it's hugely healing, and it is of benefit for others. And you flip something on its head, my darling. So well done you. There we are. I trust and hope this has resonated. Well, trust and hope this has helped those it's resonated with. And I look forward to doing another weekly reading for you next week. In the meantime, my daily shorts, and I also shall be starting, I've done the spring equinox readings this week. I've just got 4 more to do. And then I shall be starting, including yours, actually, so shares. And then I will be starting the April readings next week. So much love to you, and take care, my darlings. Bye-bye. Have a good weekend.